Hello, this is Kathy Lee, Crafting with Kathy Lee. I am here to show you my finished folio using the Victorian Sewing Collages collections from SilverandSparkles. And this is a design team project. If you didn't watch the videos, I think I did 3 as I was making this folio. Go back and watch them. You might like to see the process. If not, I'm just going to do a flip through right now. And if you'd watched other videos, you'll know that I was trying to keep it really flat, like super flat, mailable flat. So there's not a lot of 3D embellishments. There is some layering, and that's mainly what I added since the last part of the folio. I just did some layering. So I just used some twine. I was going to use seam binding, but the twine was on my desk, and I'm trying to use up stuff instead of just grabbing new stuff all the time. So this was on my desk from a project a while ago, and I thought I'd just use it. So I just wrapped it around. Now the difference is, since the last one, this was just flat. And since then, I layered and printed on matte photo paper instead of just cardstock. I layered this flower, fussy cut that. I did the dress. Now the dresses, I did put a very thin piece of chipboard, so it got a little dimension, but not as much as you do with 3D dots or foam. Same thing on this one. I layered the dress up just a little bit. So you can see that kind of adds a little bit of depth to it without adding a lot of bulk. The book, I wanted it to be like stick out a little bit, so I added another layer of chipboard so it sticks out a little bit more. I just put these on straight. I didn't put any chipboard behind them. So that's in the front. And then the back, I just left as it was. I didn't do any layering on the back. And again, aren't these beautiful, beautiful papers? I just love them. So, and then we open up the first page. Now I was still working on the pockets here. And let me show you what I did first of all. I layered these. Again, I printed these on photo paper. Can you see the contrast? Matte photo paper instead of cardstock, so it made them brighter. Let's see, what did I layer on this one? I layered this. I just layered this scissor to give the scissor a little dimension and make it shinier since it is scissors. And then over here, I just did these two. So just adding a little bit of contrast to the pages. And then for the pockets, I was struggling on what to do in the pockets. So let me show you over here what I did. I took the 2 tags I was working, or the 2 journaling boxes, whatever you want to call them. They're kind of, I'm using them as basically slide-in tags, but I took these. I didn't do anything to them except distress the edges, and I think I'd already done that in the last step. And then I folded one of the bookmarks in half, and I added one of the circle images. This might not have been a circle. I think I punched a circle. And then I did one piece of chipboard, and I layered that little rose, punched it with a circle punch, layered it with a rose so it looks like a button. I was struggling with how to get these easy to pull out without a long tab on them. So what I did is, by adding that, it is really easy to stick this in and pull it back out. So that was that side. And then on this side, I did the same thing, different images. This one I used a yellow rose that I punched, put chipboard behind it, made the little band, just slip those in it. And I personally, if I were using this for photos, I would put the photos on the back of these. If I were journaling, I'd probably just add a line sheet of journal paper on here. And if it's just a book, this to me, because I love to sew, is more like just a book. Just a book of beautiful sewing images. So there's those. And then when you open it up, you flip this page and this page. Now in the center, I added this piece here as a belly band, because I didn't want this just empty. It seemed kind of boring to me. So I put a belly band in here, and I just folded one of those thicker bookmark pieces and stuck it in there like that. And that could be a tag or a journaling box too. So that's all I did on this piece. Over here, I went ahead and again printed it on 3D, or on photomat paper. I printed this. this, and this is all, I guess this was all one piece. This was all one piece. I just fussy cut it and textured it so that really pops out. Not dimension wise, but visually it pops out because it is the matte paper. And then on this side I did the same thing with the spool down here, this group of spools, and that group of spools, and the shelf. So it just makes it more vibrant in my opinion. So I love the papers as they are, but for this I wanted a little more. So let's look at it real quick again. The back. And it purposefully looks rustic. I was going to just dress this more and thought, no, I'll just keep the contrast. The front, the tuck-ins, the neck flaps, and the inside. And that is my completed folio using the Victorian Collages collection from SilverandSparkles. Thank you for visiting my channel. Have a wonderful day, evening, whatever it is where you're at. And thanks for viewing. If you want to, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and come back again soon. Have a wonderful March.